So our tradition comes from that, Sri Ramakrishna, and then the wife of the holy consort of Sri Ramakrishna, wife of Sri Ramakrishna is Mother Sarada, Holy Mother Sarada Devi. Her disciple was Swami Krishnananda Maharaj. He was a monk, a sannyasi. His disciple was Swami Pavitrananda Ji, and Swami Pavitrananda Ji was the master of Bhagavan, and then the International Vedanta Society ruler. So this is the lineage, this is the tradition which comes from. And you know, this lineage, this spiritual world stands on this lineage, the tradition from the guru to the disciple. In the ancient times, you know, during the times of the Upanishads, the Vedanta and the Upanishads are synonymous, they are the same. So during that time there was nothing like writing down, there was nothing like that. So they all learnt what they heard from their guru, their master. And their master just didn't simply speak, they spoke whatever they realized. It was just not, yesterday also I told the same thing, that it's not a mere philosophical talk. Spirituality is not an intellectual exercise. It's not an intellectual exercise. It's not a philosophical exercise. It's realization. Religion is realization. That is what Swami Vivekananda said, you know, that religion stands on the basis. You have everything as a base. You have a plinth for this building, you know, upon which this building is standing. So every religion has a plinth, has a base, and the base is realization. God realization or self-realization, realization of God or realization of the Supreme Self. And that is what, upon which every religion, every spiritual philosophy stands. And Vedanta is a philosophy which purely stands on the realization of the self. It out and out, it proclaims the oneness of our self, of this individual self with the universal self. It is said that we are one with this individual self which I am thinking of as me, as Swami Sankarananda. This is one with the Supreme Self. It is not only with me or with Bhagavan, it's with every one of you. We are all one with the universal self. But though we are one with this universal self, still we cannot think of it, we cannot realize it, though it is a fact, though it is a reality, that we are one with that cosmic self or that universal self or that cosmic consciousness whom we call God or Spirit or Jesus or Allah or whatever name you may give, Atman or Brahman or the real self or the Supreme Self, though we are one with it. And this is the proclamation of Vedanta. This is the ultimate proclamation of the Vedanta philosophy. And this is, again I say, this is not based on merely philosophical thoughts or ideas. It's not a grand idea that they thought of or they imagined. It's based on realization. They realized it. As we read in the science book, that 2H2 plus O2 makes 2H2O. 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. When you mix it, it gives you water. 2H2O. Similarly, but this won't help us. We have to go to the laboratory, and going to the lab, we have to take 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. You mix it and you get water, and you say, yes, this is what I read in the book. This is the practical thing. This is the practical implementation. Similarly, in this spiritual world, we are being told again and again that we are one with the Supreme Self. But then this won't help merely. What we have to do is to realize. And how can we realize the Self? We have to hear about the Self. You have to hear about it again and again, again and again, again and again. Why we have to hear? Because we have been hearing about the individual self right from the childhood. I have heard that my name is this, my father's name is this, my mother's name is this, I belong to this religion, I belong to this caste, I belong to this nation, I belong to such and such family, this is my family lineage, and hearing again and again, I have believed that I am Swami Sankarananda. I am not the Supreme Self. I am limited. I have believed and I am accustomed to this thought. I am accustomed to this imagination, and this is what makes me Swami Sankarananda. This is what separates me from you. This is what separates me from the universal self. This is what separates me from the cosmic self. My imagination, it's merely an imagination, nothing else. In reality, we are one with the Supreme. Now it is very hard to realize or hard to understand at the very beginning that it's just an imagination, that I am a body, I am a mind, I am an ego, or I have an intellect. It's very hard to understand. It's very hard to realize. Because then we are seeing everything so true. I have a body, this is true. I feel the heat, I feel the cold. I feel if someone pinches me. It's so true. It's so true to me. It's so true that I am here and I am not there. I am speaking and you are hearing. It's so true. Nobody can deny. I also cannot deny. Why? Because I am used to think that this is me. I am limited only in this body. I cannot think that I am there. It is the same person who is speaking, the person who is hearing. I cannot think because I have been made to think from my childhood that this is me, this body, this mind, this is me. That I am here and I am not here. That I am speaking and I am not hearing. But spirituality tells that try to think in a broader way. Try to think large. Because you become what you think. You become what you think. It's a very important aspect of spirituality. We become what we think. You know, there's a very short, very beautiful story that in a road, in the middle of a road, in a dark night, there was a log. You know, a big tree which was there. Now a thief was going, and it was dense dark. It was very dark. A thief was going by the road, and suddenly he saw something and said, it's a policeman, and he just ran away. He just ran from there, thinking that to be a policeman. The next time, a drunkard came. He was drunken, fully drunken. And he said he was just, tottering anyway he was going on. And while coming near the log, he said, my friend, you fell down. You could not withstand after drinking, but you see me, I am still on my toes, I am on my legs. So you have fall down. And saying this, he passed away. After a few minutes, a monk was going by that way. A great soul, a self-realized person was going by that way. And he said, oh my friend, you are here in deep meditation. How beautiful. How calm and quiet you are. Let me also sit by your side and meditate. And he sat there and sank in the depths of meditation, in the depths of realization. This is what the world is. It was neither a policeman, it was neither a drunkard, nor a man in deep meditation. It was just a log, a piece of wood in the dark. But three persons saw the same thing in three different ways because they were accustomed to thinking that. The thief was accustomed to thinking as himself as a thief and the other as a policeman. The drunkard was accustomed to think as someone as drunken. The self-realized person was accustomed in thinking that we are all divine. So it is we who make our world. It is we who imagine. And that is why if we can start this spirituality from the childhood, it's better.